When I finish a sculpture, I like to keep certain spaces that I'm going to use as spaces to draw on. I make little drawings, and for me that's a way of injecting another type of spirit in the work. I've made a lot of sculptures of rabbits, and now it's pretty clear that it sort of symbolizes the trickster, the archetype of the trickster, which I realize is always extremely present within my work. For the longest time, my sculptures were heads. But now that, I've added some neck and shoulders and torso, dressing up the sculpture is an opportunity to give it a specific attitude, energy, place it in a kind of like abstract hierarchy, or give it a role. And so I like to play with that. A couple of years ago, I was looking through some old photo albums of mine of when I was a kid. I saw a picture of me as a 4-year-old facing a white swan. And I remembered feeling a mixture of awe and of being very intimidated. Ever since I saw that picture, I've been seeing swans everywhere, in art, in film. And so I really wanted to see how it would manifest through my sculptures. Because I was seeing swans everywhere and I had just remembered my connection with a swan when I was a kid, I really wanted to make sculptures of swans. I ended up making sculptures of human figures. They happened to be musicians and they were holding musical instruments that were in the shape of swans. So that's the way that the swan was able to sort of sneak its way into the sculptures, by dressing up as musical instruments. As the swan started to take shape in my studio, in my sculptures, I ended up really feeling like it was a symbol of a specific type of masculinity. Unlike other birds, the swan is kind of symbolizing another aspect of masculinity. It's not a predator, and the fact that it spends most of its time not looking at everything from that God's eye point of view, but rather spending more time directly on the surface of a lake, being really close to the water, the unconscious, because in my mind, like, water symbolizes the unconscious. It's interesting because then I make the connection with myself as a sculptor, as someone who tries to bring certain unconscious elements to the surface. As an artist, my place is right at the border between chaos and order. Well, I always thought that I was trying to impose order on chaos, but now I understand that that's not what I do. I'm trying to build a relationship between order and chaos. If music symbolized order, I want to make matter dance. I just feel like drawing puts me in connection with the spirit of art, closer to the way music does it than sculpture. Even though sculpture has spirit, it's still always carrying the weight of its physicality. And I just feel like drawing doesn't have to carry, it's free of that weight. So it can become spirit almost completely, you know?